welcome. This is a more free flow and creative sequence which really encourages us to get out of our heads and into our bodies, or out of our thoughts and into the current of breath and movement. So instead of focusing too much on really specific, precise alignment, try to allow yourself to focus more on the feeling, the sensation of the movement, and your own creative interpretation of the movement. So let's get started. We're going to begin standing. So come on up the top of your mat. Place your feet nice and steady underneath you, hip width apart, parallel, maybe a little bend in the knees. Close your eyes right away if you can. And if you want to place your hands, one to belly, one to chest, just to feel your breath for our first moment, you can. So breathing in and breathing out. Feeling that current or that rise and fall or that wave of breath. And now the rest of our practice is going to be like hanging our movements onto that wave of breath or onto that current of breath. So the breath is really our guide for the entire practice and for every movement. One more round here, breathing in and breathing out. Now let your eyes open. We'll start with a bit of an arm breath sequence. So sitting back into our chair pose, letting your hips really snuggle back behind you. Take an inhale breath. And then exhale, bend your elbows and pull them right back by your sides. Extend your fingertips way back behind you, and then start to circle your fingertips out by the sides and all the way forwards. Now with your next inhale, stretch up to stand, nice and tall. Puff up through your heart, your chest, and then exhale, big, wide, open chest and arms. Now circling back into chair pose, breathe in, arms extend forwards. Same thing, exhale, elbows bend, reach fingertips behind you. Circle the fingertips wide and forwards. Inhale, stand tall, puff open through the heart, and exhale, circle back and open through your arms. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, bend the elbows, reach fingertips back. Start to circle wide and forwards. And then breathe in, stand tall. And breathe out, circle the arms back and open. Inhale to chair. And then exhale, forward fold. Let your head tumble down. Inhale, halfway lift, extending your spine long, and then step right foot back and lower your knee gently to the ground. Rise up to Crescent Lunge. Bend your elbows like you're opening up two sides of a book. Inhale, press back through your elbows, your wrists, and your forearms. And then exhale, lean forwards and eagle wrap right elbow underneath the left. Ripple back up, pulling your fingertips high to the ceiling on your inhale breath. And then release hands to inside of your front foot. We'll swizzle around towards the back of our mat into a low side lunge, or sometimes we want to call it a ninja lunge. So nice long left leg pressing out of that left heel. And as we go through our practice here, feel free to take any creative arms that you want to with these low side lunges, or to keep your fingertips supporting you here on the ground. Now we're going to crawl forwards, hands pressed to either side of your front foot. Inhale, downward dog, exhale, breath. From down dog, lift your heels up as high as you can. And then start to ripple forwards to plank, rippling forwards like you are unraveling your spine. In plank pose, bend your knees slightly, and then ripple back from your tailbone like you are trickling along through each vertebra of your spine. Let's do that again. Lift your heels up nice and high. Start to dome through your lower back. Ripple that dome all the way up your spine, along the back of your neck, out to the tip of your head, the crown of your head, and a little bend in your knees. Just start from your tailbone again and ripple back. So let's do that with breath. Heels lift up nice and high. Inhale, ripple forwards. And exhale, little bend in the knees and ripple back. Heels lift, breathing in, ripple it forwards. Now let's let the knees bend, lower them to the ground. Elbows bend, lower your chin and your chest to the ground. 8-pointed pose. Slide out onto your belly for a cobra. Inhale, breath. And then exhale, back through hands and knees, downward dog. Right away, send your right leg high to the ceiling. Breathe in, three-legged dog. Step forwards between your hands and exhale. Open your right arm to the ceiling, low twisted lunge. Take a nice deep breath to lean back and open across the chest, unravel the spine. Exhale, sweep through center and rise to high lunge. Now breathing into high lunge, exhale, step left foot behind your right and out to the side for a big curtsy or cross-legged bow. And we'll do that 2 more times. So inhale, step back. Touch back into high lunge. And exhale, cross-legged bow. Take it forwards. Again, interpret this in your own way. Inhale, free, easy breath, high lunge. Exhale, step it forwards. Now into chair pose. Left foot comes around underneath your left hip. Inhale to chair. Exhale, elbows bend. Reach the fingertips back and circle them forward. Sit deep. Breathe in, stand tall. And exhale, take that big, wide opening of your arms and chest. 1 more time, chair pose, inhale. Elbows bend, fingertips reach back, side and forwards as you sit deep. Breathing in to stand tall, and exhale, open it up. Chair pose, inhale, breath, forward fold, pouring to the ground, exhale. Halfway lift, breathe in and step the left foot back, lower the knee, breathe out. Rise to crescent lunge, take those bookend arms, and then open your heart, open up the chest by pressing the elbows, your wrists, your forearms back. Lean it forwards as you breathe out, eagle wrap, left elbow under the right. Pulling fingertips high again, inhale. And then release hands down, swizzle to the back of your mat for low side lunge or ninja lunge. And again, any arm variation that you want to take here, feel free to, get creative there if you'd like, or support yourself, fingertips to the ground. Crawl on forwards again, hands to either side of front foot. Breathe in and then use your exhale, step it back, down dog. Let's ripple through the spine again. So lift up those heels. Curl from your tailbone all the way along your spine out into plank. And then exhale, bend your knees and ripple back. Again, inhale, heels lift. Pull it forwards to plank. Exhale, knees bend and pull back, down dog. Heels lift. Take that ripple forwards to plank. Now 8-pointed pose, knees to the ground, chin and chest to the ground. Slide out to your cobra. Breathe in to hug and wrap your shoulders, your elbows back. And breathe out. Pull back to downward dog. Left leg sweeps high. Inhale, step forwards between hands and exhale. Left arm sweeps open to low twisted lunge. Make sure you pause there for a nice deep breath. And then swing the arm down, forwards and up, high lunge. So here we go. Inhale to really reach. And exhale, cross-legged bow. Right foot steps behind the left, out to the side. Bend the knees, get as low to the ground as you'd like. We've got 2 more of those. Big breath, free, easy breath, high lunge. Exhale, cross-legged bow. Take it back 1 more time. Inhale. Cross-legged bow. Exhale. Right into chair pose. Breathe in. Same flow through the arms. Bend the elbows. Pull the fingertips back. Circle wide and forwards. Inhale, stand tall. Exhale. Open up the chest one more time. Find your own interpretation. Free flow. Bend the elbows. Fingertips reach back. Side, forwards. Stretch tall to stand. Open the chest. Into chair pose. Inhale, breath. Forward fold. Exhale. Let your head drop. Halfway lift. Breathing in. Sternum bone peaks forwards. Right foot steps back. And lower your knee to the ground. Bookend your arms. Inhale, big wide chest. Elbows gather back. And then exhale, lean forwards. Eagle wrap, right elbow under left. Pull fingertips, elbows high again, breathing in. Exhale, release. Swizzle to low side lunge. Any arm variation that you'd like. Now pause here to inhale. And we're going to switch sides on your exhale. So take a nice little spider crawl to the other side. Breathe in. And then again, low slithery crawl. Shift over to the other side. Pause to inhale. And this time shift forwards to warrior two. So just check those front toes pointing forwards. Nice big sweep of the arms, wide and open. And you can settle in, ease down through your shoulders, get the weight down deep into your feet. Now reversed warrior. So sweeping that left arm up and back. Reach long out of that left side of your waist. Inhale to find as much extension. Reach beyond yourself as you can. So staying there, inhale, breath, and then exhale, goddess pose. We're going to turn our heels. I'm just going to turn the other way a little bit here. Turn your heels slightly in, your toes slightly out, and eagle wrap left elbow underneath the right. Take a little sway here from side to side. If you'd like, get nice and deep down into the hips. I'll turn back the normal way here. So fingertips are going to reach up to the ceiling on your inhale breath. And then exhale, ripple those eagle arms down towards the ground. We're going to do that 2 more times. So roll on up, tailbone drops underneath you, fingertips pull high. And exhale, ripple down. We'll do that 1 more time. Come on up, inhale. Ripple it down, exhale. Now come back up to stand. Let's parallel the feet. Stretch the legs and take a huge sweep of your arms high through center. Wide-legged forward fold. Come on down. Now you may want to take a nice little sway here from side to side. A sigh or shake out, a bobble out through your head. And then crawl it forwards into side angle pose. So left toes turn forwards again. And either prop that left forearm on top of your left thigh, or you can keep your hand tenting down to the ground on the inside of your left foot. Any arm variation here that feels good for you. Maybe you want to take a couple big arm circles with that top arm. Keeping that sense of flow with breath. That current of breath and movement. Again, like you're hanging every movement on either an inhale or an exhale. So now as you're ready, we'll sweep up and back into that reversed warrior 1 more time. So breathing in to reach and then exhale, hands cartwheel down to the ground. Shifting weight over into your right hand and the outside edge of your right foot. Side plank. If there's any other creative versions here that you want to move into, you're welcome to, or just keep those ankles stacked. Let's stay steady and grounded, but keep that free, easy quality of breath. Now, option to take your left toes and just land them behind you and take a nice little touch in to Wild Thing. Press your hips up and open, your chest open. Breathe in. And then exhale, carve around back to your downward facing dog. Optional flow through Vinyasa here. Ripple it forwards to plank. Maybe take that 8-pointed pose or chaturanga, regular chaturanga. Cobra or upward facing dog. And back to downward dog. Exhale. Right away, send your right leg high. Inhale, step forwards between hands and exhale. Low twisted lunge. Right arm opens to the ceiling. And then circle it down and up to high lunge. Breathe in, reach up through fingertips. Exhale, sweep forwards, cross-legged bow. Make it your own. Doesn't have to look exactly the same way that I'm doing it. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, cross-legged bow. Last time. Step back. Breathing in, cross-legged bow, and breathing out. Now adding on, let's take the right hand, tent it down onto the ground, and spring open with that left leg, left arm, into half moon pose, Ardha Chandrasana. Now maybe just hanging out and working with breath and balance. Some options to play around with here if you'd like. Inhale, reach wide. Exhale, bend both knees and kind of pull left elbow and left knee together. And then inhale to expand, and it does definitely test out your balance a little. And exhale, take a little bend. One more time. Breathe in and expand. And then exhale, bend both knees. And we're going to slowly gather up. And I know, testing the balance. If you fall, just let it be part of the dance. It doesn't really matter. Feel the effort. Come on up, and we're going to eagle wrap left leg over top of the right. Left elbow underneath the right. A little more focus, drawing inwards towards that center line. That eagle clarity and eagle focus. Breathing. Clear eyes. One more round of breath. Good, and now unraveling, coming back up again. Embrace the wobbles. If you're a little wobbling all over, that's okay. Place both feet to the ground. Inside edges of your feet, your knees, your big toe mounds touch, and gather back to chair pose. Now we're going to breathe in, and then exhale. Either just pour down to forward fold, or place your hands out in front of you, knees bend to the backs of the arms, and shift the weight forwards, maybe right into crow pose. And then we'll do that again. Shift back to chair. Inhale, breath. And exhale, either forward fold or a little flight, crow pose. And then back to chair pose. Breathe in. Interlace your hands behind you. Wiggle your feet hip width apart. Forward fold, let it go. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Flutter out through your lips. Exhale. Fingertips to the mat. Halfway lift. That's your breath in. Breath out. Step the left foot back and lower your knee to the ground. Come on up and make those bookend arms. Elbows press back. Forearms press back. And then lean forwards. Eagle wrap that left elbow again under the right. Fingertips pull high. Fill up the lungs. Full in breath. Exhale, release, and swizzle around, low side lunge. So we're breathing in, and then breathing out to shift to the other side. Inhale. Exhale, again, shift to the other side. Breathe in, and now shift low and forwards to warrior two. Just check in, that knee is supported, toes are pointing directly to the front of your mat, and then settle in to that warrior shape. Easy shoulders, grounded feet. When you're ready, flip it back into exalted warrior, or reversed warrior, or pausing for a couple rounds of breath to find that sense of reach and extension, reaching long through right side waist, right arm out of the right fingertips. And then come up through center, eagle arms, right elbow underneath the left, and goddess squat with the legs, heels slightly in, toes slightly out. Now again, you can shift it from side to side, take a few little figure eights. And if you're coming along, inhale, fingertips pull high, and exhale, ripple eagle arms low to the ground. We'll do that 2 more times. Ripple it up, inhale, melt it down, exhale. Last one, big free easy breath, pulling fingertips high, big exhale to sink low. Now come on back up, parallel your feet, stretch your legs. Inhale, fingertips sweep wide and high. Exhale, pour down, wide-legged forward fold. Offering here is to simply sway your upper body a few times from side to side. And then turn those right toes to point forwards, and we're building our side angle pose. So either reaching down towards the ground on the inside of your front foot or propping your forearm on top of that front thigh. And whatever arm variation you took on the other side, you want to check it in on this side as well. Maybe you want to take those nice big arm circles with your top arm. Breathing in as you circle up and over the top, and breathing out as you let that arm roll and drape down in front of your face towards the ground. Maybe 2 or 3 of those nice big circles. And then as you're ready, steady through your feet, and we'll take a big sweep up and back again to reversed warrior. Breathe in, cartwheel it down to the ground as you breathe out. Coming to side plank, so left hand stays anchored, outer edge of your left foot onto the ground. Right arm extends skywards, and a nice lift up through the hips and the waist. Any other leg variations here that you want to move into, go ahead, be creative, feel and reach and stretch from the inside out. If you're coming along, you can land your right toes gently behind you, touching into Wild Thing, pressing up and open through your hips. Deep breath. And then round mindfully back through to center, back through to downward dog. And you've got to flow through plank if you want, or just chill it out here. So rippling forwards if you want on an inhale, regular chaturanga, or that 8-pointed pose on your exhale. Pull through to cobra or upward dog, and back to down dog. Breathe it out. Left leg sweeps high. Inhale, step forwards between hands. Exhale. Left arm opens to low twisted lunge. And then continue to circle up to stand, up to high lunge. Last time through this sequence, inhale, reach, and exhale. Pulse forwards into that curtsy, that bow to the ground. Step it back, high lunge, breathe in. Curtsy it forwards, breathe out. And last time, reach back, free, easy breath. Step it forwards, exhale. Now left hand tends to the ground, out in front of you. Spring open with that right leg. Right arm, half moon pose. Think of a starfish expanding open in all directions from your center. Pause and hang out here. Balance. Take a different variation, or if you'd like to add on, inhale and then exhale. Bend both knees. Gather right knee and right elbow together, and then inhale to expand, and exhale. Gather in. Last time. Open it up. Starfish expanding in all directions. And then exhale, bend both knees, and we're starting to gather ourselves up to stand. Again, if you wobble, if you fall, who cares? Just return to trying again. Come back into it. We're eagle wrapping up. Right elbow under left, right knee over top of left. Focused breath. Steady, clear eyes, gathering into that strong, clear center, that center line of the body. And here we'll unwrap, come back to chair pose. You can gather inner knees, inner thighs, big toe mounds, and sit back into chair. Inhale, forward fold on your exhale, or maybe right into, again, that crow pose, or just trying. Your feet don't even have to lift off the ground. And then rock back to chair pose. Breathe in, forward fold or crow pose, and breathe out. And back to chair pose. Inhale, breath. Feet walk hip width apart, hands interlace behind you. Forward fold as you gently tug hands away from the back of your pelvis. Pause for a big breath, a big sigh, maybe a flutter out through the lips. Shake out your head. And then release your fingertips to the ground. Take a halfway lift on your inhale. Step back to downward dog on your exhale. Right leg rises to the ceiling with your breath in. And then step your right foot forwards between your hands. And what we'll take is that back leg, your left leg, and just bring your knee and your shin down to the ground, like so. So fingertips are going to reach back behind us. And either keep your left hip heavy onto your left heel. Just hug your shoulders back, take a little puff open through the chest. Or press your hips away from your left heel and come into this sort of modified half camel pose. Inhale where you are, and then exhale, lower your hips. Reach your fingertips out in front of you, and we're going to spring into a standing split, or a standing L shape. So we're going to go back and forth 2 more times. Bend that left knee, lower your shin to the ground, fingertips behind you. Gather the shoulders back. Little press up and open through the hips. Shoulders gather back, chest puffs open. And then exhale, reach forwards and spring up like you're trying to pierce the ceiling with your left toes into that standing split. Last time, knee and shin to the ground. Fingertips behind you, open it up. And then reach forward, standing split. Pause in your standing split. Any of you who are handstand confident here and you want to take a few little hops, feel free to take this opportunity to shift your weight into your hands. Otherwise, just stay steady with that standing split. And then as you're ready, you're going to bend your standing knee and reach those left toes towards the back of your mat. Come on up to high lunge, hands to prayer. Hug your shoulders back. Breathe in. And twist it out, left elbow to outside of your right thigh with your exhale. Take a few rounds of breath. Staying steady in your twist. Taking a little rinse, cleansing rinse out with every breath. Now let's gaze down to the ground. Release your hands to either side of your front foot. Right leg swings back behind you. Bend your right knee and stack that right hip open on top of the left. Inhale as you are. Exhale, pull your right knee over towards your left elbow, towards your right elbow. And then swing that right leg up and open to where you started from. We'll do that 2 more times. It's like you're juicing yourself out here. So exhale, cross over to left elbow, right elbow, and inhale, stack right hip wide. Last time, breathe it out. And breathe it in. Now either pause here or again, we can take a little touch around into Wild Thing, shifting right toes to land behind you. Stretch wide and open. And then gather around. We're going to pull that right shin forwards into a pigeon stretch, pigeon pose. That should feel good. Coming down to the ground. Getting a little slower and quieter here. Shift onto your forearms. Maybe let your forehead find the ground or a little pillow of your hands. Shimmy out your shoulders a bit if you'd like. Sigh out your breath if you'd like. And get heavy. Let yourself get heavy here for a moment. See if you can return to really noticing the current of your breath. So it's still there even though we're not moving. Your breath is still rising and falling, that wave of breath. Now we'll rise on up, coming back to your hands, and then just shift back to hands and knees. Take a few rounds of cat and cow. And that could be either fairly linear, inhaling to open, exhaling to close, or maybe you want to take a bit of a more fluid circling of your rib cage. Any other little movements that feel good, any ripplings through your spine, bending of your elbows, shifting of your head or your hips. It helps to close your eyes so that you're not worried about what it looks like, but you're more in touch with what it feels like. Again, really free and easy breath. Take 1 or 2 more rounds of your breathing to move in any way that feels good. Don't worry about what it looks like. There isn't any right or wrong way of moving here. And then when you feel ready, we'll meet back in our downward facing dog. Left leg sweeps up to the ceiling on a breath in, and step left foot forwards between hands on a breath out. Now taking our right knee and our right shin forwards, so we're sitting kind of on our right shin there, left foot to the ground. Fingertips back behind us, coming into this sort of half camel, baby camel shape. Again, maybe keeping your hips on that right heel or pressing your bum up and away. And I find I want to move that other foot a little further forwards to assist with that nice opening there. Hug your shoulders back, maybe let your head drape back. Breathe in and then exhale. Let's reach forwards and take the leap into standing split. Let's check out that flow 2 more times. Lower right knee and shin to the ground. Reach it back. Breathe in. Breathe it out. Standing split. Fingertips out in front of you. And stretch up with those right toes to the ceiling. Last time. Right shin lowers. Take it back. Breathe in. And standing split, breathe out. Hang out in your standing split. We've got a couple rounds of breath. Some of you may move into a bit of handstand here. If you feel comfortable and safe and familiar with that, you're welcome to shift your way there. And then as you're ready, from standing split or from wherever you are, we're going to bend our standing leg, that's our left leg, and reach the right toes to the back of the mat. Rise to your high lunge, hands to prayer. Nice simple breath in, and then rotate around to twist. Right elbow outside of left thigh. So steady here, steady through your feet, steady through your breath. Again, we're kind of focusing a bit more, just like we did in our eagle pose, to stay balanced and to breathe deep, to rinse and wring ourselves out. And then gaze down mindfully, release your hands to either side of your front foot, and let your left leg sweep back. Bend the left knee, stack the left hip open. We're taking 3 of these big sort of swishes here. So breathe it in, and then exhale, cross over to right elbow, open to the left elbow, and then swing and stack left hip open again. We've got 2 more rounds. Really go for it. Exhale, cross. Inhale, open. Last one, cross with your breath out. And open it up with your breath in. Pause here or continue to wrap around and take a moment to touch into Wild Thing pose. Big, wide, open stretch. And then mindfully gathering back around, if you were in Wild Thing, left hand to the ground, and we're pulling that left shin from wherever you are, left shin forwards into our Pigeon Stretch. Walk it down to your forearms. Get low to the ground. Let your head rest. Shake out the shoulders or sway out through the hips. Get heavy, get soft. Maybe a sigh. Nice release of the breath. Continue to feel that free and easy breath. So there's no tightness or stiffness in your breathing, but just allow your breath to flow in and out in a nice, easy, and natural way. Let's start to rise back up to hands. Again, we're going to shift back to hands and knees, and then this time let's lower our forearms to the ground. Just take a quick moment that you can see your elbows are stacked under your shoulders, just a nice little alignment of your bones. And then hands in prayer or palms flat on the ground. Let's tuck the toes and lift up the hips into our Dolphin pose. Downward dog on your forearms. You may want to tiptoe your feet in just a little bit closer to your elbows here. Let your head hang, but keep a nice reach of your elbows and your forearms into the ground. So you're really actively extending into the mat with your forearms. Pausing and breathing here. There's a sense of sending your chest softly back towards your thighs. If you do want to move into forearm stand, lifting a leg, taking a few hops again, if you feel comfortable and safe and familiar with that, you can. Otherwise, just stick with this for a couple more rounds of breath. Keep your head heavy, your neck long, your breath deep. And then let's release down and find child's pose. Hips to your heels. Sweep your arms back by your sides. Forehead rests to the ground. Take a tiny rock from side to side. Let's come up to our seats. We're going to cross our ankles and just scooch through to our bum. One last little flow, little sequence before we end. Send your right leg forward, bend your left knee, and then open your left knee up towards that back left corner of your mat. Right arm crawls down your right leg. Wrap that left shoulder back and take a nice, sweet stretch of your left arm up and over. So your left bicep is in line with your left ear. We're not going to hang out in these stretches for long. It's more of this sense of riding the current of your breath, gently lengthening and slowing down our practice here, bringing our energy a little bit closer to the ground, quieting our energy. Last breath. Now let's rise up Take your left hand back behind you, and you can sweep up onto that left shin for stargazer pose. Take a nice big reach to open up, and then gather your seat back down to the ground. Send your left leg forwards to meet your right, toes pointing to the ceiling. Breathe in to reach fingertips high, and then like you're closing a book, exhale and pour down your legs. Hold on to whatever you can hold on to. You don't have to force this. Maybe you want to sway your head a little bit here. Quieting and calming your energy. Slowing down towards the end of our practice. Let's come back up through center. Keep your left leg where it is. Bend your right knee and open your right knee up towards that back right corner of your mat. Left hand takes a nice crawl down the left leg. You're hugging right shoulder wide and open, and then stretching up and over with that right arm. Right bicep in line with your right ear. Deep breaths, belly is soft, rib cage is supple. Following inhale and exhale, riding that wave, riding that current, staying soft. One more round of breath. And then flow back up through center. Right hand comes behind you. Press up onto that right shin for your stargazer pose. Take one full breath, one full stretch, and then sink your seat back down to the ground. Right leg reaches forwards to meet the left last time. And inhale, fingertips high. Exhale, pour yourself down. So taking about 4 or 5 rounds of breath in this forward fold, Paschimottanasana, which means the westward facing stretch, lengthening that whole back line of your body. Very, very quieting, cooling, and grounding for all of your systems. Finishing our practice here with really slowing down our heart rate, slowing down our breath rate. And once you've finished approximately 5 rounds of breath, slowly roll back up to sit tall. And let's finish by crossing our legs, finding a tall seat. Resting your hands on your lap, palms face up or palms face down. Close your eyes if possible. And let go of all of that movement and just feel your breath. Feel as if you are floating on your breath, like a little raft, fully surrendering to all of the little waves and ripples in that current. Letting the current of your breath carry you wherever it will. Without resisting, let yourself flow along with your inhale, with your exhale, like the current of a river, like the current of water. And now gently place your hands together, sealing right palm and left palm together at the center of your chest. And let's close with a deep, deep inhale through the nose. And a sighing exhale out through the mouth. Give a little thank you to your body, to your effort, to your breath. And thank you all for tuning in, for practicing. Namaste.